YouTube family. What's good with you? It's your boy 2A-N-LA fam. And as always, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, and future episodes, it's just my personal opinion, y'all. You shouldn't take it as fact. You shouldn't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, fam, I want to say welcome. Come on in. Join the congregation by tapping that subscribe button. I think you are going to enjoy the content. And if you don't, fam, no harm, no foul. You can always unsubscribe later. And if you are an existing supporter of the channel, fam, I appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine. All right, look, fam, let's get this episode rolling. We got another one. Fam. And today we are reviewing this gorgeous beauty right here, fam. The Combat Precision M5. Look, fam. This gun, if you saw the unboxing, fam, you heard me talk about it. This gun is one of the sexiest 2011s out there. It is sheer hotness, right? But you know, fam, that's only one part of the 2A-N-LA rating system. So why don't we really quickly run you through the 2A-N-LA gun review rating system. Okay, fam, the 2A-N-LA gun review system is comprised of 10 separate categories ranging in points from 15 points to 10 or 5. All categories together total 100 points. This is a very hard grading system, fam. So don't think that if a gun comes in at a 50 or a 51 that it's failing, it's a bad gun. No, 50 kind of represents middle of the road, right? It represents an average gun. So if a gun comes in below 50, I'd say, you probably have some cause for concerns there. If it's above 50, then it's probably a solid firearm, and it's just a matter of how good it is, okay? So here's a breakdown of the 10 categories. Number 1, fit and finish. How well constructed is the gun? What are the materials that were used to construct the gun? Was it done with MEM parts? Does it have tight tolerances? All those kind of things go into that. Highest possible score you can get for fit and finish is a 15. So if a gun ranks a 15 on fit and finish, you know it was well constructed. Next up, reliability. Highest you can get in reliability is a 15. When it pulls the trigger, does it go bang? That's the most important component of a firearm, right? We want something that is highly reliable, and we're basing that after 1,000 shots fired. How many, if any, malfunctions were there? How many, if any, misfires were they? Was there a dead trigger situation? Any issues? How ammo sensitive it is the gun? So with all that said, reliability, 15 is the highest possible rating you can get for reliability. Number 3, durability. How durable is the firearm? I'm going to run it through some tests. We're going to drop it in some water, drop it in some sand, throw some things at it. Does a gun hold up, right? So we're going to look at durability. Highest possible points you can get for durability is 15. Next up, and this is a big one, fam, the trigger. To me, and I'll fully admit I'm a trigger snob. So to me, one of the things that affects the gun or your shooting experience almost more than anything else really is the trigger. And the way I judge a trigger, does it have a short take up? Does it have a clear definable wall? Does it have a crisp, clean break? Does it have a short reset? If you've got all those together, you've got the makings of a really good trigger, and you're probably going to score well. If you don't, if you got a long take up and it's gritty and grimy and the wall is kind of mushy, then you're probably not going to score well here. Highest possible score for trigger is 15. All right, next up, accuracy. How accurate is the gun? Can I get 1-inch groupings from 3, 5, 7 yards? Can I put shots on steel from 50, 75, 100 yards out? All those things are going to come into play when we look at how accurate the gun is. And the highest you can get in the accuracy category is 10. Next up, ergonomics. Look, how good does the gun feel in the hand, fam? If it doesn't feel comfortable, if you can't, reach a certain comfort level that allows you to shoot, you're not going to want to shoot the gun, so that's a problem. You're probably not going to be very accurate, so that's a problem. And so how good does a gun feel in the hand? Maximum score for ergonomics, 10 points. All right, next few categories are 5-pointers. So you got maintenance and upkeep. How easy is it to break down the gun and break it back up again? If it's a pain in the butt, chances are you're not going to want to shoot it very often, and you're not going to want to deal with the hassle, right? Aftermarket support. Are there a lot of accessories? Are there a lot of holsters out there and things like that to support the gun? That's important. So 5 out of a possible 5 maximum points total there for affordability. Next up, for aftermarket support. Next up is affordability. This is primarily a performance-driven scale overall. How affordable a gun is has nothing to do with how the gun shoots. So I'm not going to give a gun overwhelming support in terms of its value because it's at a lower price point. This is not a value-based system, it's a performance-based system, but I will take it into consideration, and 5 points is the maximum you can get for affordability. Finally, flex. What? Is this going to register on the gram? Are your boys going to be like, damn, I wish I had that, right? Is that going to be the reaction for it? Again, this has nothing to do with performance, but I do think it comes into play when we are making our decisions. And so I'm giving 5 points maximum for flex. All right, you add all that up, fam, it's 100 points. Now let's get into this review. Okay, fam, so throughout this review, I may go into some B-roll, and give you some additional footage, but we're going to roll into the review straight away, all right? First up, fit and finish. This gun, y'all, is highly, highly well constructed. If you haven't heard the backstory about combat precision, then definitely go back and check out my video that I did on them. This is a one-man gun shop. Typically, he does nothing but custom firearms. Turnaround time on those are sometimes 2 to 3 years. This is his first kind of off-the-shelf product, but it is phenomenal. Tolerances are really, really tight. You don't hear any rattle in there. The quality of the materials is amazing. Obviously, you've got the etchings on the front and the rear. This grip is phenomenal. You've got that M5 etched into the slide. I mean, it's ported, so you can see that right there to keep the gun shooting flat. I mean, fam, when it comes to fit and finish, the M5 is hard to beat. And we are going to get it a 15 out of 15 for fit and finish for the Combat Precision M5. Next up, fam, is reliability. So we ran well over 1,000 rounds in this gun. Really had no feeding issues. Had a couple of magazine issues because typically this gun will feed all 2011 mags. So I used some other 2011 mags. And there was a little feeding issue with one magazine, but it was a magazine. It was not the gun, so I'm not going to blame the gun for that. I find it to be very reliable. So we're going to give it a 13 out of 15 for reliability. All right, fam. Next up, durability. Look, we ran it through its paces. Like I said, the construction on this gun is nothing short of amazing. We threw some different things at it. We threw some sand at it. We threw some water at it. We threw some dirt at it, and, no clogs, no issues. The gun just ran. So we're going to give the gun high marks for durability. giving it a 13 out of 15. All right, fam. Next up is the trigger. So I should say before we get into this that this is this gun is built more for duty than competition. But what I really love about it, it has all of these kind of competition features like the ported barrel and whatnot, but in a kind of duty size and duty frame. And so you're not going to have kind of the light poundage that you would, like a sub 2-pound trigger that you would get in a competition pistol, because this is made for duty. But still, fam. If you guys know the rating system for the trigger, it has nothing to do with how light the trigger is. It's short reset. I'm sorry. As you guys know, the rating doesn't have anything to do with how light the trigger is. What it has to do is a short take up, crisp, clean, definable wall, crisp, clean break, short reset, right? Allowing you to get back on the gun as quickly as possible. And first of all, fam, the trigger is just drop dead sexy. And it's got the etchings on the front of it, blacked out, flat face trigger. So let me let you guys check that out. That's your take up. There is no take up. There is no take up. Great definable wall. Crisp, clean break. Look at the reset. Short resets. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably like a 3-pound trigger pull. Fam. The trigger on this gun is phenomenal, and we are going to get it a 14 out of 15 points for the trigger. All right, fam. Next up, accuracy. Look, fam. Look, this gun is crazy accurate. From 3, 5, 7 yards out, I'm doing like 1.5-inch groupings. I'm hitting steel from 50, 75, even 100 yards out consistently, fam. Consistently. So this is a very accurate pistol, especially considering, you know, there we go. Very accurate pistol, especially considering it's made more for duty than competition. Look, fam, fantastic relative to accuracy. We are giving this a 9 out of possible 10 points for accuracy. Next up, ergonomics. Now, fam, you guys have probably heard me say on more than one occasion that the M&P 2.0 feels incredible in the hands. One of the best guns in the hands that I have in my collection. I gotta say, if I'm being 100% honest, fam, this is better. This is better. Now, obviously, there's a huge difference in the price between the two, but this gun feels phenomenal in the hands. And for ergonomics, we're gonna give this gun a 10 out of 10 points. All right, fam. Next up, maintenance and upkeep. This gun is very easy to take down and bring and clean and put back together. Easy breezy, lemon squeezy. Not going to spend a lot of time on that. It gets a 4 out of 5 points. All right, these next couple of categories, 2 categories, the gun is going to suffer a little bit. I'm not going to lie. The next category, aftermarket support. Not a lot of aftermarket support because it's pretty much a custom gun. Most people have never even heard of the M5 or Combat Precision. So it only gets a 1 out of 5 in that category. Also, it gets a 1 out of 5 in affordability. I'll put the MSRP up there. It's about $4,000 MSRP, and depending on, you know, kind of what you do, could be a little bit more. Depending on some of the options that you can put on the gun. But yeah, is it worth it? Yes, but it costs a pretty penny. So only 1 out of a possible 5 points for affordability. Flex. Now, it's going to earn high marks for flex. We're going to give it a 4 out of 5. It should probably be a 5 out of 5, but because most people have never heard of Combat Precision, have never heard of the M5, I'm only going to give it a 4. But look, fam, when they see it, it is there's no doubt about the quality. All right? So that's it for the M5. If we add all of those points up together, the M5 will earn an 84 out of a possible 100 points. Now, fam, this is not, don't think of that as like a B, a solid B. No, this is a really good gun. Remember, if you get a 50 on my scale, your gun is solid. You got a solid firearm. So if you get somewhere between an 80 to an 89, we are talking about a very good firearm, an elite firearm, an elite shooting gun. And so, yeah, the Combat Precision is all that in a bag of chips. You should be very proud to own one. If you do own one, you've got an incredible shooting gun. All right? So that's it, fam. The 2A-N-LA review for the Combat Precision M5 earning an 84, which is a high mark for a firearm, earning 84 out of 100 points. All right? That's it for this episode, fam. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace. Yo, fam, out at the range with that Combat Precision M5, fam. This is all blacked out sexiness, that Trijicon RMR with that mod light, Combat Precision technology. Let's put it to work. Really soft shooting so far. Combat Precision M5.